Shohei Ohtani is 2023's biggest free agent. Everybody knows that it's going to be the most interesting contract in like the history of baseball, right? But there were some interesting things said by Daniel Kramer, a beat writer for the Seattle Mariners and MLB.com, when talking about Shohei Ohtani and the chances that Ohtani is going to come here in this offseason. Now, Daniel Kramer went through and listed his 5 biggest questions for the Mariners this offseason. Of course, number 1 was talking about Shohei Ohtani, and there was actually some interesting things that Daniel Kramer had to say that caught people's attention. So Kramer goes on to talk about how Jerry Dipoto himself said that he can't tell you that we're going to sign the greatest free agent that ever lived because I don't know if that person is willing to be here. Every street has 2 ways. Obviously, he's saying, we don't know if Ohtani's going to come here. We want him, but we don't know if he wants us. And that's fair. That's how it works with all free agents. Of course, there has to be some sort of desire from Shohei Ohtani to come to Seattle. Obviously, we heard the chancer in the All-Star game. We had the come to Seattle shirt night from Simply Seattle. There were a lot of pitches to Shohei Ohtani to come to Seattle, but unfortunately, Daniel Kramer doesn't know if that's actually a possibility. Things we've talked about this offseason is exactly what Daniel Kramer mentions here, and that is that this contract, especially because of the Tommy John, is going to be very, very interesting. Kramer says Ohtani is expected to net a lucrative contract, but its structure could be just as curious. Will he want a long-term deal or a shorter pact with a higher annual value and opt-outs? Just as uncertain is if the Mariners ownership would be willing to spend on such a deal, even if Ohtani views Seattle as a long-term winner. It really is the last sentence there that Kramer says that is kind of the problem here. But again, talking about the contract, I have mentioned that he might want to take a shorter contract with opt-outs and then maybe hit the free agent market again if he's able to pitch again to maybe make more money that way, get a longer term deal, because nobody is going to want to sign Shohei Ohtani to a 10-year, $60 million deal when they don't know if he's going to be able to pitch again. That's just the way it's going to work. But for the Mariners, they could use a DH, right? So you go out and sign Shohei Ohtani, maybe he likes it here, and then you extend him or what have you to you give him like a 3-year, $40 million deal with pitching incentives. So if he pitches, he gains another 10 million or what have you. I don't know how the contract will work. Nobody knows how the contract will work. But with that being said, Kramer mentions that even if Ohtani comes to the Mariners and says, hey, I want to be here, I think you guys are winners, he's saying that he doesn't know if that happened, if the Mariners would be willing to cough up the money, which is, kind of the theme of the offseason, right? Are the Mariners willing to spend this offseason? Are they willing to go out and make the moves necessary to make this team better? Now, again, Kramer is an MLB.com writer, but it caught the attention of a lot of Mariners fans, including Mariner Mojo. This was posted on Mariners.com. Posted on Mariners.com saying, we don't know if the Mariners are willing to spend the money on their website. With that being said, Mariners.com is actually just like a subsidiary of all of MLB.com, but what have you, you guys get the point. Mariner Mojo said, basically, if Shohei Ohtani comes to the Mariners telling him he wants to sign here long term, it's not known if ownership will pay him what he wants. That's basically what I just said. Mariner Mojo feels the same way. It is unfortunate that all of Twitter feels the same way about this article from Daniel Kramer talking about Shohei Ohtani, because he's right. We don't know if the Mariners are going to be willing to shell out the money. Seattle Mariners on Tap posted a 2-part question. Do you believe the Mariners would offer Shohei Ohtani what he wants? To that question, I say no. I don't think that they are going to offer what Shohei Ohtani is looking for this offseason. And part number 2, do you think he even considers Seattle an option right now? I think he considers it an option, but not a strong one, because he knows that this is the most interesting free agent contract of all time. And does he go to Seattle for that? I'm not sure. Again, Seattle has kind of proven that, they're not willing to spend the money, and Ohtani wants to win. That is what he wants more than anything else. And I mean, I hate to say it, but the Mariners don't have a very good history of that. I think they're in a great spot right now to win for the next 10 years, but history shows that they're not very good at following through on that. So would Shohei Ohtani actually want to come here in the first place? I kind of doubt it. Now, Michael Kinsman says here, bottom line, if the Mariners don't get Ohtani, no other moves are really going to matter. If they don't go out and basically give him a blank check, there's no path to winning the World Series until Stanton sells the team, period. I do not agree with that. I do not think that is true. Ohtani is going to go where Ohtani is going to go. He is not the end-all, be-all. And I still have my qualms about signing him in the first place. Even if the Mariners are willing to shell out the money and Ohtani is willing to come here, I have my reservations about that because A, we don't really know if he's going to be able to pitch again. B, you'd be locking up all your money in one guy when there are other holes on this roster that need to be filled other than just DH. You need to probably find a better second baseman. You need another outfielder as well. If you're spending $60 million or $50 million, whatever it's going to be, on one guy, that's going to hamper your ability to go out and sign the rest of these guys. You're going to have to go out and bargain bin dive for the rest of them. And I don't think people really realize that. They just see Shohei Ohtani, their eyes light up and say, oh, he's the greatest player of all time. And they're right, he is. And you have the opportunity to get the greatest player of all time. The Mariners have to go out there and do their homework on this situation and see if there is a way to both get Shohei Ohtani and have them still be willing to go out and spend the money on other guys. They can't then get Shohei Ohtani and then stick with Josh Rojas at second base and put like Cade Marlowe in right field. You just can't. You have to go out and get another guy in right field. So I don't agree with Michael here saying that they have to get Ohtani. There's no other way. That's just not true. If they go out and say get like Juan Soto or something like that, I don't think that's going to happen either. But they go and get Juan Soto. They get a guy at second base. I don't know who that can fill in right there. You're probably a better team than you would be with Shohei Ohtani in it, especially again because he can't pitch in 2024. I don't know. That's personally just the way that I'm looking at it. I think that Shohei Ohtani is a great fit for this Mariners ball club. Do I think it's end all be all for him? Absolutely not. Look, the offseason hasn't even started yet, and we've already made like 2 videos on Shohei Ohtani. I'm sure you guys are tired of talking about it, and I kind of am too, but that's just kind of the way this offseason is going to go in all of MLB, because until Shohei Ohtani signs somewhere, he's the big fish. And the Mariners have connections to him, whether we like it or not, because they wanted him when he first came over to the States. Of course, the come to Seattle thing for the Mariners as well. This is just the way it is. Are the Mariners going to sign Shohei Ohtani? In my opinion, no. But if they do, I'm not going to be upset, obviously. But that hinges on their ability to go out and get other guys this offseason as well. And I made a video about my top free agent hitters I want the Mariners to go out and get. It's on the screen now. I want you to check that one out. I appreciate you guys watching this one, and go Mariners.